Those are just absolutely beautiful oyster mushrooms. What a beautiful flush. Definitely, I'm going to harvest a few of these. Make for a nice meal. Older ones down there, younger ones up here. Beautiful. Right, Doze? What do you think, Tink? Good mushrooms? Man, beautiful day. End of the first week of October. Hasn't rained in several days. It's supposed to be, I think, 72 today. Sun is shining. Absolutely gorgeous day to be in the woods. And right now, it's a win because I already have one mushroom. Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. Rusula brassica, I guess. Oh yeah. Look at that. What a beaut. That is the host of the lobster mushroom. Just popping. We're going to take that one home. Now they are edible. They're not considered sought after. There's a little one coming up. I think we're going to leave him, let him get bigger, make sure I know what he is. Not considered, they're considered mediocre edibles. I find them, they're the same texture as the lobster mushroom, and I find them, they're just flavor sponges. So depending on what you cook it with, it'll just absorb that flavor. So salt and butter and pepper and garlic and a little ginger maybe. And that mushroom right there, it's got enough meat on it. Look at that, there's another one there. Right in the trail. Now that one, it's a little different mushroom, I think. Got some green gills. Actually, it might just be a young one of that. Yep. Just absorbs the flavor. Doze, where'd you go? So we're a few days off the rain. We got a couple nice warm days, and it's going to rain again. So I thought I'd go see what's out and about. And so far, got a little dinner. A couple great big red-belted polypores. Some younger ones down along that log there. Those are just huge though. Here's that artist conch that I mentioned. This is a big one. Actually, there's a couple here. Oh, multiple. There's one. Oh, there's some old mushrooms of some kind. But there's an artist conch there. Look at this beauty. Beautiful. There's another one there. Let me show you this. Camera malfunction. Artist conch. Let's see if I got a stick down here. Ah, another very good one. Artist conch. Kind of cool. A lot of fun, especially if you got young foragers. That's all I see in here. Here, we'll leave this on the trail for somebody. A little greeting. We are starting to head downhill now. Of course, you know the fun of that. That means eventually I can go uphill. Spider web in the face. You know, a lot of people have
so that main road,
and I don't necessarily.
I'm
like
sure we could have
working
found a split off from that if we'd have walked down the road. But I don't know which way it goes. So again, we're still kind of exploring these trails. There's a lot of branch offs that go to different,
but actually,
you know, little avenues and lanes.
You know, you're the only person that's been down this trail today. So
there's an upside down mushroom.
It looks kind of like, I can't see it from here very well, but it kind of looks like a deer mushroom. From this angle, probably fell off one of these logs, but my guess is if we got down there and explored it, that's probably a deer mushroom.
We're not going to mess with it today.
Yeah, beautiful. Probably right now, it's probably about 65
anyway, lots
degrees.
of branch offs, roads.
Sun's out.
A lot of more exploring to do. And this is one direction from the house. We can go a different direction.
But I mean the height.
And then there's some actually really steep trails that go down along a dried up creek bed.
September.
And I'm sure once the rain comes, will fill up.
Degrees, sunny.
There's actually one here too. Everything's dry right now though.
Gorgeous day.
But probably another month and a half and that won't be the case.
We are getting close to the road now. What is that? Huh. What is that? Oh, big conch. Looks probably like a polypore. Big, looks kind of like a red-belted polypore growing underneath that log. It's kind of cool. Those are probably the most common sighting around here. Also, one that I showed you in Florida. The artist conch. I saw a big one of those earlier, but it was kind of off. Yeah. So we are approaching a main road here, which I'm sure you can hear. So most of this trail is just peaceful quiet. But we are getting close to a main road. It does intersect a few roads. Not sure where that goes. A lot of these trails just go up to the houses. People have access to them. So like us, we have access right from our backyard. Another red-belted polypore. Well, I'm going to stop recording and see if this trail crosses this main road. That way I can keep an eye on Dozer. We're hiking in a neighborhood fairly close. You can see there's a house back there. House over here. There's miles of trails back in here that wind back through the woods. A lot of people walk on the roads, so I mean there are people that walk back here. Oh wow, check this out. Look at this, guys. Man, that is a gorgeous bunch. Those are salal berries. Now, salal is a traditional native food. So the people who lived here long before me would have used this as a consistency food, or a subsistence food. They would have dried this out, mashed it up, made a, like a dried fruit roll with it. They'd ate it, just right off the vine. It's when it's large, like this one here, and not dried out yet, they taste to me like a blueberry. Now, when they're smaller, they are not quite as good. Sorry about the blur there. But here's another batch right here. And the leaves on this are actually edible. So the young leaves would be edible. They also use this as an appetite suppressant. So this is a great plant. You can make a tea out of the leaves. It's been used medicinally for years. And of course, I cannot say that word today, subsistence food. But just a great find. All right, I'm gonna harvest a few of these, I think, and then we'll carry on. All right, so I'm harvesting these salal berries, and all of a sudden I realized there's another cool find back here. Look at this. This is a little out of season for these guys. But they're beautiful berries, and there's actually more up there even. Quite a few here. This is most of these bushes have stopped producing fruits, a few weeks ago, and actually the black version of these is producing now. See, there's actually some more salal berries back in there. Actually, some underneath me here. These are actually a red huckleberry. Take a look at the leaves on those if I can get you a good shot. They're kind of tall. Now there's not really enough there to take home. Sorry about the shake, guys. I'm kind of holding it up over the plant. Not really enough to take a bag home and do anything with. I'm going to just pick these as a trailside snack. These are red huckleberries. They're a little bit tartar than the black version of these. I really enjoy them though. So I'm going to harvest a few of these, and Dozer and I are going to get back on the trail. Here we go, guys. This is actually the black version of that berry. Now you'll notice the difference in the leaves too. Definitely a significantly different looking plant, but plenty of ripe. Let's pick a couple of those. Those are also huckleberry. It's the black version. A little bit sweeter than the red version. Whoa, what a nice little snack. Doze, come here. All right, we got to cross the road into the different section of trail here. Oh, geez, there we go. Man, look at those huckleberries. That's a great batch up there. The spiders, by the way, love the huckleberries. I don't know if it's something to do with the leaves, but I also see just a ton of salal back there. It's a little thick right here, but I might be able to get back to that salal bush. But man, those are beautiful huckleberries. Look how big those are. You can see, again, the spiders just love them. But those are honking huge berries. And then there's salal back there. Big ones up top. That's pretty iffy. We might look for some easier finds. Oh. There's plenty of berries to be found out here. And I love the moss-covered trees, moss-covered roots. Again, once the rain hits, I'm expecting to find an abundance of mushrooms out here. This truly is Mushroom Wonderland at the right time of year. Look at this. These huckleberries are interesting. They'll grow right, like this one's just growing right out of that stump. But that is the leaves. That's the red huckleberry. Something's been either eaten it or it got cut off. But that is definitely the red huckleberry plant. And again, you can really tell the difference between that and that black huckleberry. Totally different looking plants. Now the black one is an evergreen. I actually have those growing in the yard as a decorative shrub, and they are producing berries even at a small size, so which is kind of cool. I'm telling you what, guys, man, beautiful country. Don't get me wrong, I love Florida. I love elements of Florida, the Everglades, some of the stuff, adventures we got to go on there. I'll get back into the motorcycle camping and stuff once I understand this area better. You know, anytime you move to a new place, it's a learning experience. It's a learning curve. You know, where can you camp? What can you do? I have not put the kayaks in. Just too many things going on. But that's for next year. We'll do some exploring on the kayaks. There's beautiful little lakes. Obviously, we're on a port community, so there's the ocean. Now these don't have berries, but you can see all along here. These are all salal, and they are just in abundance here. So, of course, the wildlife likes to feed on them as well. So, I just want to leave them their fair share. Now, I mentioned before we saw that red huckleberry, but look at the difference here on these. These are the black huckleberry. Now, I don't see any fruit on this tree. But look at the difference. The leaves are similarly shaped, but they're closer together. It's more bushy, and it is an evergreen. So it'll stay green throughout the winter, which is something that's very appealing here in the evergreen state. People like that. Now these salals, you can see here, there's one. It's pretty rough shape. Spiders are using it, but you can see this is probably 5 feet tall, I'd say, right around 5 feet tall. These will get taller than that. So Salal, when untrimmed in the right conditions, will get very large, which is kind of cool. So this trail that I'm on, we'll probably only do about 3 miles today. But it does connect up with different trails. There's some really steep ones. There's some deep pine, cedar forest. This actual section that we're in here is going to lighten up. We're going to have some different trees in here. A little different environment. Now, once the rain starts, this should be fabulous mushroom hunting. But like I said, it's been so dry this summer, and we just haven't had any rain. So any mushroom find that we come across is kind of a bonus right now. But it won't be long. The rains will come, and this will be full of mushrooms. Dozer's pretty excited for that. What do you got, bud? Smell another dog. Again, nice thing I like about these trails is, although they're right in, they're in our town, they wind back through the woods. The section we were just in with the huckleberries, that's got houses right by the trail, but you can see here, this is thick woods. So a lot of the trail is spent, away from houses, away from cars. It's very quiet back in here. And although people do use the trails, it's not, as you can see, we haven't encountered anyone. A lot of, especially the older residents, they walk the roads with their dogs. So we like the trails. Find some great discoveries along the way. So far today, we found by the way, I left Tinker back at the house. The trail that we're on looped around and came back past our house, and so we left the little dog there. This one gets a little steeper here, so she got about a mile, which is a lot on her long legs. And then Dozer and I extend beyond that. And so we've seen the oyster mushrooms we found while we had Tinker with, and what a batch of oyster mushrooms I got off of that. It was great. And then Salal berry, which is just a fabulous, they're all over out here, and people don't really harvest them much. I mean, some people do, but not, I've never seen anyone, truthfully. I just know people do from online videos and stuff, but truthfully, not many people do, and I think they're wonderful. You got to get them when they're ripe. And then, of course, the huckleberries, black and red, which are awesome finds. Now, back in these trails, we won't find any blackberries, but on certain trails in certain areas, the blackberries are still out. Some of them are just coming on yet, so plenty of blackberries to be found. The peak season is over, but I mean, again, you can go out, find a good patch, and probably pick more than you need pretty quick. I still probably got 5-6 pounds of blackberry in the freezer yet, so we're good for a while. We're starting to focus more on mushrooms as the time goes. So again, this is Pacific Northwest. I am in Port Ludlow, Washington, which is, I suppose, about 25 miles from Port Townsend. And that is our new home base. I've been pretty quiet for a long time on the videos. We focused in on the family. We moved from Florida to Washington. And, new jobs, new place to live. We just bought a house, so that meant another move. And then getting all that set up, settled in. It's been a crazy few months, but I'm excited to explore the area. I have been out hiking quite a bit. I just haven't been filming. It's been time for my wife and I to spend time together. We don't have any children in the house now. We're empty nesters, so all 5 are out on their own. And so it's just been her and I. It's been really good to reconnect in that way. But now it's time for Dozer and I to get out and do some exploring beyond what we've done. So far since we've been here, we have found lobster mushrooms, oyster mushrooms. I haven't found any boletes yet, but they are here. We've harvested many blackberries, huckleberries. But again, that's just been my wife and I and our time. But I'll bring some more of that to you as we move through the year and into mushroom season. And I'll show you some fun stuff. One of the other fun ones we found that aren't here now are thimbleberries. Those were a lot of fun. You can't really bring them home. They just fall apart, but they are great eating. So anyway, that's enough rambling on. We're going to keep on trucking. all good things must come to an end, right? Like I said, this was a short hike, probably 2.5, maybe 3 miles, close to the house. But man, found some great foraging. Found black huckleberry, red huckleberry, salal, blackberries. Found a batch of oyster mushrooms. So truthfully, great hike. And got a little sweaty on the incline back up that hill, which is good. Something ironic about foraging, right? When we found the oyster mushrooms, no bag, just out for a hike, had the little dog with, found a big pile of oyster mushrooms. Brought the bag, nothing. Seems like you find the best hauls when you're not prepared. I know in Florida I found red chanterelles and no bag. Just all I had was a t-shirt on. I took the t-shirt off, filled it up with red chanterelles, and hiked out with no shirt on. So you got to do what you got to do. The bag, though, compliments of Grumpy Goat Coffee in Bonita Springs, Florida. It's got some shoulder straps so you can sling it. You're not going to want to wear that. It's canvas, so you're not going to want to wear that in Florida if it's hot, right? Up here, it works pretty good. When it's cool, or over a sweatshirt or something like that, because you don't want it absorbing any sweat. But for around here, and again, as it gets cooler in the fall, it's a great bag. Couple shoulder straps. He's been kind of following us for a while. I do have another bag from Grumpy Goat. It's a shoulder strap bag. It's made from the burlap bags. Man, I cannot talk today. From the coffee beans. That works really well. And again, it's burlap, so it breathes real well. I carry a couple plastic bags, of course, in it, just so I can separate stuff if I need. I prefer paper, but today I just had some plastic, which works just fine. Again, short hike, so it's not a big deal. Dozer and I are going to go clean up those oyster mushrooms, and I think I might have a date with the jacuzzi tub. It's Sunday. It's a me day, so I think a lot of people are watching football. I'd much rather be in the woods. So anyway, sorry it's been so long since the video, but we're settled back in now finally, and I'm hoping to get a few more out as we move into mushroom season. So thanks for watching. All right, guys, check this out. That is our haul from today. Now, I left plenty of mushrooms on that log, a lot of new young growth that'll grow out. There were some older ones that have already spored out real nice. I even took a couple and spread it across some other logs that were similar. Tried to spread those spores around a little bit, so we'll get more later. But I left plenty, and I mean, this this is several meals. I might even be able to dry some of this on the dehydrator. But those are beautiful oyster mushrooms, so really excited to find that. That's the second find so far since I've moved here to Washington of oysters. And again, I moved in the dry of summer, so it's it's definitely not mushroom season quite yet, so this is exciting to find.